let's talk about terroir. Today we're going to talk a little bit about terroir. Terroir is a word that you hear all the time in discussions of French wine. And what it's referring to is location, or the terrain, where the grapes actually grew. In the United States, the focus tends to be more on varietals, like I like a good Cabernet Sauvignon, or I like a good Syrah or Chardonnay. In France, most of the wines are blended varietals, and the focus is very much on location and region, where the wine comes from, and how the terroir is reflected in the wine.
It's an understanding that every bottle of wine is an expression of a unique set of conditions in a particular area. And it's these conditions that will determine which grape varietals will grow best. Does the vineyard get a lot of sun? What's the soil like and the drainage? How much rain did the vines get that year? All of these questions should be answered in the character of the wine itself. You're literally tasting a particular corner of the world at a particular moment in time. Today we'll be tasting Nature from Chateau Coupe Roses, and we'll think about the terroir as we taste.
Chateau Coupe Roses is this great winery in a region called Languedoc in the Minervois. It's run by a family, Pascal and Françoise Frisson, and their son, his wife, and their amazing dog Euclid, who we've actually come to know pretty well at this point, I'd say. It's situated in a really great spot because it's not far from the Montagne Noire, or the Black Mountain. So you get that intense Mediterranean sun and the cooling effect of the mountain, so it's a really nice balance. The vines really benefit from this composition, which is a limestone top layer. It soaks up that heat, and then under the stones, you get a very clay-rich soil, which will hold on to the moisture. This wine is called Nature, and it's 100% Syrah. All their grapes are grown in an organic way. This doesn't have any sulfites, which is kind of rare. Most wines have sulfites to preserve them and keep them from oxidizing. But the Nature has no sulfites and no yeast, so maybe it's a truer, closer connection to that actual earth and sun. So let's give it a try.
Cheers. You know, I'm definitely getting some black pepper in this, and a little bit of spice. There's this really great barnyardy flavor.
Yeah, I get barnyard. I also get this trace of jasmine. It's really interesting. It's not an obvious floral note. It's very specifically a subdued, end of summer, wilting, earthy jasmine, and it's really beautiful.
And there's something like right at the end, and I'm not sure what it is. Can't seem to quite pinpoint it, but I want to say that it's black olive?
It's totally olives. Totally olives.
You know, a terroir purist probably wouldn't choose Nature to illustrate the terroir of the Minervois. The AOC guidelines specifically mention blended varietals.
Yeah, and this is a 100% Syrah wine, but let's save the discussion of AOC for another time.
I still think it's appropriate to say that Nature gives you a real sense of the region, though. Tasting it brings me back to Languedoc.
Definitely. It's like being there at the end of a long, warm, beautiful summer.
Cheers to that.